guys, I've got a video today showing you the process of my painting for the JASPER zine. That's almost, the pre-orders are actually almost closed, so just a little heads up if you actually want to get a copy of this book. The book's not going to be around for much longer, but I'll explain all that in a second. Basically, Mel Skunk on Tumblr, she writes fan fictions and she comes to my live streams a lot. She wanted to do, I think it's like the first zine to just be about Jasper, or at least the only one that we know about. And Jasper's one of my favourite characters in Steven Universe. I know there's not a lot of information about her yet, but especially with like the whole pink diamond thing, I think there's a lot of potential story there, and I'm really excited. And I like her appearance, I like her like the style of her character design, and in general I really like the character. And yeah, so there's a lot of us on Tumblr that do really like Jasper. There's like this little group of Jasper people and I've actually found them to be incredibly welcoming, and I talk to a lot of them on Discord, and I've met some really amazing people through being a Jasper fan, which is a weird thing to think about, but I therefore appreciate her character even more because of the people I've met through liking this character. But yeah, so Tiger Bomb is a zine completely dedicated. I think it's got about 100 artists, 90 to 100 artists, and there's not just artwork, but there's comics and fan fiction in it as well, which is really cool, which I don't think I've ever seen on an actual zine before. And yeah, so I'm really excited to get my copy personally. I've seen some of the artwork finalized for it, and I am so excited to get my mitts on that book. It's going to be so good. And there's also free stickers and postcards coming with each order as well, so if you go check it out, I think pre-orders end in literally like 3 or 4 days, and it's actually super affordable as well. So if you want to support the zine, there's a lot of the profits going to charity now as well, because we exceeded the pre-orders for this zine entirely. So yeah, and Mel's put in so much hard work into this zine. It's just so much effort on her part, and she's doing it all for free, and I just think she's done a really wonderful thing. I'm also waiting on my copy of Log Date, which was a Peridot zine that I was too shy to apply for. So I'm excited for that, and I think there's a Lapis zine coming next year, and I really want to apply for that and be involved in that as well. That would be really cool. And yeah, so there's so much work and effort that goes into making one of these, and I'm actually in the process of making one. It's a slow process, but me and my friend Kira on Magibubble here on YouTube, we're actually making one revolved around like Stephen's dream powers and also the concept of like dreams and ambitions, and it's so much effort and there's a lot of tension with making a zine. So for Mel to be doing this all on her own, I think she deserves a massive round of applause for just getting as far as she did. And anyone else who's made a zine, like, you guys have the patience. I don't understand how patient you guys are. So much effort. So if anyone's thinking of making a zine, just be aware that there's a lot of effort that goes into these things. So yes, I'm using watercolor. The watercolor paper is Winsor & Newton, and it's my artist's quality Winsor & Newton watercolor paper, the one with like the white and orange cover on it. And I love this paper, you know how much I love it. It's cold press, and I like the texture of cold press. I don't like it when I'm scanning it, it's a little bit annoying, but I found a way to sort of blur that out, which I did on the final scan for this piece. But yeah, so this just took so long. And big pieces do take long, but I think this one took longer than my gem temple, because the one with the gem temple was like I could mix colours and like have it all sort of blend together and be really vibrant. But for the colours on this, I wanted them to be obviously, you know, accurate and correct, and then add in other colours later to sort of build up the whole effect of watercolour. And as well as a background. Backgrounds are like the devil for me. I just struggle so much with backgrounds, and in 2017 I really want to work on backgrounds. So hopefully by this time next year you will see a massive change in how I approach backgrounds and my skills in backgrounds, and I'm hoping I can get somewhere with that next year. Probably keep up with watercolours, definitely. Yeah, so the watercolours I'm using, you saw them at the beginning. It's my Winsor Newton Cotman palette, but half of them are professional watercolours, artist watercolours, and if you check out the videos at the end, there's a link to my entire list of watercolours, and you can see every colour that I have and what my palette actually looks like, as well as sort of opening the palette for the first time. And here you could just, I'm working in my sketchbook, and I was looking at the backgrounds of Steven Universe because they are stunning, but they are done digitally as far as I'm aware. They look digital at least, and so I was like, how am I going to replicate that with watercolour? One, I'm very amateurish when it comes to backgrounds, and then two, the backgrounds of Steven Universe are absolutely stunning and potentially digital. So there was a little bit of a challenge there. So I looked up a lot of reference and applied what I could with my tools. And I used some masking fluid there. And then I had to let that dry. And so I kept applying blue layer by layer and building up layers, but not too, not muddy, but I didn't want them to be too watercolory, like having lots and lots and lots of colours in one go. I wanted them to have like really solid colours as well. And then like the backgrounds have like little elements here and there, and the line of the backgrounds is kind of offset from the colour. It's a really nice style. And then I just peeled the masking fluid off, and yeah, so then I go back in with a brush pen and just add in the details. And like I said, I kind of offset the line, and that's how the style of the show is. So I think I did all right for a little test, but I obviously couldn't get them as vibrant and solid and nice as the digital backgrounds of Steven Universe. There's that kind of vibrance that you can kind of, you can't always get that with traditional media, especially something like watercolour, because it's a transparent medium. But every medium has its own strengths and weaknesses, and so I'm going to try and learn how to do backgrounds more digitally as well as with watercolour, because I think they both give different effects anyway. So yeah, here I am doing the background. I had some masking fluid on the background there just to sort of emulate the sort of little bits. There's like little diamonds and little bits overlaying in the backgrounds, and so that's what I did. And there's a cookie cat cookie cat poster, which I don't think is on Steven's wall anyway, but I just wanted to add that in because it's cookie cat. I'm trying to think what else I can say. I've still got about 4 minutes left. Yeah, so like I said, if you go and support the zine, there's a lot of work and hard work and effort has gone into the zine, and even if you're not like a massive lover of Jasper, you might still really enjoy it anyway. But yes, there's a lot of money going to charity now, and if we could even push that a little bit more and get some more money for charity, I think that would be amazing, especially at this time of year. And if you check out the Tumblr, you can see the charities that Mel's donating the money to. And yeah, so one thing that I find important and I need to learn more is patience with watercolour, allowing it to dry and then going back in and applying more layers on top. And I like to create this kind of cell shade effect where I have the main colour and then I build up more colour on top in different layers, so you can kind of see the layers underneath sometimes. And that's probably a proper watercolour technique. Like I said, I am actually just self-teaching myself watercolour. I started April this year and it's been 8 months that I've been doing watercolour, and it's actually so relaxing. I actually hate it. This time last year, if you told me, oh Morgan, you're going to be primarily working in watercolour, I'd be like, nah, that's not right. I actually didn't like watercolour at all until about April this year. And I'm just shocked. I'm completely shocked. I didn't realise how... Oh, I knocked my camera there. I didn't realise just how versatile and how amazing watercolours could be. And I think that's my biggest art discovery of this year, to be honest. But I'll be doing an end of year video, and there's going to be a sketchbook tour coming soon, as well as an update video, and I need to talk about my comic. Oh my days, there's so much to film. But it should be all coming out before Christmas, all of this stuff, so stay tuned. I've got plenty of videos coming, and yeah, so I guess I'll just leave you with some music for now, and go check out the zine, check out all the artists working on it. There's some super amazing talent, and I can't wait to get this book. I think you can tell I'm a little bit excited. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.